What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification button. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a president of great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. We only have six games on Thursday. Thursdays, kind of a good little refresh button. As such, I want to repeat exactly how this program works. Why is it called Lindy's Leans, Likes, Locks? Because somebody in the comment section wanted to be really smart with me, mad at me. Hit every single like on the card from Tuesday. It was a fantastic day. Premium Discord was happy. We had a couple of added plays. Everything hit. It was a beautiful, beautiful day to be alive. But then somebody comes at me and said, you got this wrong, you got this wrong. I'm literally giving you leans as in, I don't think you should bet every single game. If you're betting every single game, you're probably not profitable. You need to pick and choose your spots. The whole idea behind Leans, Likes, Locks is that I'm doing this the night before. I want to have updated odds. I want to get updated pictures at times, and I want to be able to give you the best information possible, especially if you're in that premium Discord. Don't want to just throw plays out because you need to be betting something for the sake of betting something. That's not how this works. I want to be profitable with you. We need to make money every single MLB season. And as such, we have made money every single MLB season in a very real way because of Lean, Likes, Locks. Leans, those are things I'm thinking about betting, or that we're waiting on odds for, or that is the best play available from the game that I have zero interest in betting. I will always explain it, but that, friends, encompasses a lot of different things. Now, there's obviously props that exist that will turn into plays. I try to give you break-even numbers. So if you're listening to the analysis, you get an opportunity to have more in-depth rather than just, here's a play, here's a play. Because if you want to do that, just put it in a random number generator and move on with your life. I am profitable at this because I work very, very hard at it. And the whole idea of Leans, Likes, Locks is I want you to be able to know my confidence scale in place. I want you to know exactly what's coming down the pipeline. Now, St. Louis has not started here as of yet, so we're still waiting on that lock, hoping to get back to the even threshold. There is so much time in MLB, though. We're only, less than 2 months into the MLB season? So as such, leans. Hopefully you understand that a little bit better. Likes, those are generally half-unit plays, or for like a home run, if it has a like and a number already attached to it, that will be a like. And you'll kind of know that Aaron Judge just hits an absolute piss missile. There you go, against my Twins. That ball went very far. And then locks. Those are my favorite plays. Those are generally a unit. If I explained it out differently, generally that's when we get to like 2-3 games slates during the playoffs. Just saying this is my favorite play from the game. Just keeping it standardized that way. Good, great, grand, awesome. Wanted to do that. A lot of you are just going to skip ahead of this. I understand that, but wanted to explain it yet again for the people in the back. And I understand a lot of people might be new to the program. So wanted to explain that, why you see those emojis the way that you do in the corner. But with that said, we've got 6 games. Producer Jacob's on here. He's like, oh, let's get it going. Yeah, I'm ready to go. All right. With that said, let's get to the picks. Let's begin our boarding walk here. Minnesota, a little appetizer there. Target Field next to Target Center. Again, I'm a Minneapolis guy. It is what it is, but I don't live there anymore. I never really officially lived. I'm just a Minnesota sports fan. Grew up going there all the time, family trips, and would drive up there for games. Anyway, you guys don't give a shit about that. You care about my analysis here. Clark Schmidt going up against Joe Ryan. And as such, this is kind of a freaky spot. And yeah, saying Target Center. It's going to be rocking there for the Denver-Minnesota game, hopefully. I think I'm just going to bet Denver money line so that I feel better about life. I did bet Denver money line so I feel better about life. Plus money and move on with my life. Oh yeah, back to baseball. We've got Joe Ryan, who's been really, really good here, but I don't want to sleep on the stuff of Clark Schmidt to some extent too. Now the Twins, they have a 104 WRC plus against righties. Broke them down pretty in depth on some other videos and places of this nature here the last couple of days, but I'm just not a huge fan of trying to like back a Joe Ryan here in this spot against a Yankees lineup that's very, very dangerous. Has that Soto piece, Judge, Stanton. Judge obviously just hit one forever far. Again, I'm watching the game as we speak. But I am very, very interested in backing Clark Schmidt in the future as well. 27% K rate, 36.1% hard hit. Joe Ryan, 257 XWO, but 3.2% walk rate, 28% K rate. This just feels like the most coin flippy of coin flippy spots, and the numbers reflect it. There's nothing to mine out of it. If you absolutely made me pick something, which again, I'm giving you the best play that I have from it, I think Joe Ryan's better. It's the Twins at home, but it feels so thin here. If you absolutely have to have it, maybe I can't even do the total. Everything is perfectly efficient here. I don't have a play. If you have a play, let me know in the comment section below what you think is going to happen. But It's not about what I think is going to happen. It's the probability and the price of the thing happening. That's what's important. That's the difference between people long-term being successful and not. I'm done with this game. To the evening window we go. 5 games starting off here in the evening, and now our card really begins. The Mets, Jose Quintana, Taijuan Walker on the other side. Now, Taijuan Walker, we backed successfully in a spot, which again always feels weird that I did back him there in Miami, and everything worked out fine. By the way, 2-0 in first 5 backings. It has nothing to do with this game, but there's a first 5 I was thinking about on this card, and I'll talk about it. But Jose Quintana, 386 xWOBA, that's higher than 385. 317 expected batting average, 505 expected slugging. As for Taijuan, 379 xWOBA, 559 expected slugging, 19.6% barrel percentage. That, friends, is really problematic on 56 batted ball events. The Mets, they don't strike out a lot. We know that by now. They just really, really don't strike out against right-handed pitching. What is that official number here on the season? It is 20.5% K rate. That is the 7th best mark in baseball at avoiding strikeouts against right-handed pitching. And Quintana, he is awful, no good, very bad as well. So we're getting 8. It's not the greatest weather up there in Philly. It was rainy a little bit there. I was watching some of that game on Wednesday, and got to just got to still say here, ooh, over is 8. Should have been. This is like borderline lock territory, but I got to say, I really, really like it. Half unit, I can always adjust, and there's actually an over coming up later that's a like lock. Ooh, we're getting fancy here, but also it's only 6 games. I'll explain this too. Odd Shopper friends, OS Premium Tools, $14.95 weekly. If you want to get my betting card every single Monday through Friday, yes, Monday through Friday, and then Sundays too, stopping by, throwing in the round robins, then go from $20, $100. You know, my 100 turned into 5K on that day. That was an enjoyable day. But anyway, $14.95 weekly. And if you use promo code Lindy, bang, Lindy, 20% off. That becomes $12 for your first week. Just come hang out in that Discord. You want to come troll me, come troll me. You wouldn't be the first person, that's for sure. But Expert Picks, Discord, Premium Tools, come hang out with us. Again, less than $2 a day to be able to get some picks that, again, I am working my tail off here. We are going to make ourselves a lot of money. The NBA streets have been redonkulous if you've been watching NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, Locks, that's for sure. Hope to keep that rolling here for the people too. But come hang out with me, ask me questions. I'll give you answers all in one package. And can the positive EV tool, the parlay builder, the fantasy optimizer, everything is so great over at Odd Shopper. Come see why at the link below. And 20% off when you use Lindy. Back to the picks we go. A little less bullish on this, and yet I have the same amount of money on it. That is very fascinating to me. But 2 pretty darn good pitchers in Zach Littell and this Chris Criswell's individual, Cooper Criswell, excuse me. Chris Criswell, that's not a person. Cooper Criswell, friends, 299 xWOBA, 24.8% K rate, 5% walk rate. Is this going to continue to be the droid you're looking for? I don't know. It's wild to see him go from a 5.16 expected ERA last season to 3.47 this season. But it's about the same sample size we have between the two, which makes this extra, extra wild. We'll say that. I said wild a lot today. I also said friends a lot. I did hear what that guy was talking about the other day. But as Cooper Criswell continues to go along, this is a Tampa Bay team that seems as though they're not as good as previous iterations. I think that's probably like the nicest way I can say that the AL East is really good, and they're just at 100 WRC plus, 23.6% K rate against righties. It's a tough spot, actually, and the weather doesn't look ideal in Boston either. As for Zach Littell, he's been awesome. Sub 30% hard hit, 278 xWOBA, 358 expected slugging. Wild to see it. See, I said it again. Mother effer. 4.24 expected ERA last season, 2.97 this season. So maybe these are just pitchers that we should be setting a different baseline as such. And well, 7.5 is different than 8.5, and that's where I've got this. So give me less on this number. Obviously, a 4-4 tie is a disaster, so you're building to a range of outcomes here. Wouldn't want to be betting this north of minus 120 on a less than 8.5 or something of that nature. But I believe this was a minus, let me double check, minus 105. Make sure that I got to look at the ticket. Again, I love that I post these tickets for all the people all the time. Minus 105. So beautiful. Join me. Let's party. Half unit. This is a really fascinating spot because there's no doubt that if it ends up being Justin Steele on the other side, who I expect to be pitching here for the Cubs, 46.3% hard hit, 455 expected slugging, he's going to get better as things go along. And 4.24 expected ERA, a lot worse than his 3.50, 3.59 expected ERA the previous 2 seasons. So he has an awesome opportunity in Wrigley. Wind is blowing out ever so slightly, only like 5-6 miles per hour. It looks like at first pitch going out towards left field. So not that crazy wind that you get pushing it that turns this place into a little league park. But we'll say that it's going to be a tough spot, even though I don't like the Pirates offense, even though I just couldn't figure out that series against Milwaukee in any way, shape, or form. So shout out me for being a dunce cap there. As for the other side of this one, that's where it's really fascinating to me, because I do think there's a way to potentially bag Jared Jones, because the strikeout stuff has been asinine. 283 xWOBA, 30.9% K rate now on the season, 3.08 expected ERA. Definitely the bright spot so far of this Pirates start of the season. And we'll talk about pitcher who shall not be named until Friday. I'm excited to talk you through him and excited to see where some of the numbers land from the public on him in the K department. If you don't know who I'm talking about, just wait. I think tomorrow is the day. But Jared Jones, he has been phenomenal. Arugula. That's a really old bit from like Mad TV, or was it the Fox football? I don't know. It's that guy who does all the impressions, like the John Madden impression. You're probably going to tell me who that is in the in-between, Jacob, aren't you? Producer Jacob? Do you know who that is? Anyway, nobody cares. I'm silly. I'm just silly. Seiya Suzuki to home run. He's back in the mix here, and Seiya Suzuki hits the ball really, really hard, and that's kind of the one thing that Jared Jones has an issue with. Barrels, hard hit. The ground ball rate isn't very good. So if he's going to give up a little bit of contact to a righty, 14-degree average launch angle, I think this is a good spot to invest in the guy who actually leads the Cubs. Yes, above Christopher Morel, above Patrick Wisdom, noted power dudes. Seiya Suzuki back in the mix, 55.4% hard hit, 12.2-degree average launch angle. I think we're going to get better than plus 340 here, and I am going to bet Seiya Suzuki in that number. Again, lean on a prop. I give you the baseline number. It's a beautiful thing. Just like BetMGM. His name was Frank Caliendo. Found that. Awesome. Thank you, producer Jacob. This is called BetMGM, though. He is a lion, or I don't know. First bet safety net up to $1,500, friends, down at the link below. If you have not signed up for BetMGM yet, here's how this works. You click on that link down there. You sign up. You deposit $25 or more. You bet anything, $25, $50, $100, up to $1,500. And if it wins, you get yourself the money. That's beautiful. If it loses, you get bonus bets back for whatever that amount was that you just lost. Isn't that a great opportunity to take 2 big swings at something, whether that's $50, $100, it doesn't matter to me. I would truly recommend that you did this to the fullest extent you could, because when these sports books give you these kind of offers, you want to take advantage. And BetMGM, their home run numbers have gotten increasingly better. So much better as this season's gone along. So sign up, check it out. Only if you're 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Back to the picks we go. Welcome to the like/lock of the evening. Here we go, friends. Oakland and Houston. We're going to talk about Joey Estes, the starter here. We'll jump over to Christian Javier here next. But I'm doing a lock here purely because it's a 6-game slate, and some people want to just bet 1 or 2 things, or they just come through and bet my locks. And, well, there aren't always locks every single day, because, again, those are the full unit sends in baseball. I'm looking for lots of bets. I'm adding these to the positive EV tool as far as, like, number of bets, 20 to 30 within a day, in addition to my plays where I might have a little bit more in play on each one of those, but we have the bet sizing to help you figure out exactly how to utilize that over at OddsShopper. Again, if you jump into that video description box below, sign up for OddsShopper, you'll be able to see that very quickly. But anyway, Joey Estes, let's break him down first, because if you look at his one start he's had this season, you would think, oh, he's a good pitcher, 5 strikeouts. The one solo shot that he gave up in that spot, just weird to say a 1.80 ERA next to him, 5 innings, because I was like, oh, Joey Estes, I feel like I remember him from last year. Oh, I do. 2 starts, 8.56 FIP, 7.20 ERA, got completely lit up. And so I looked, I wonder how he did in AAA so far this season. Same deal, friends, 6.57 FIP, 6.04 ERA, not really getting swing and miss. So whatever happened to show up and actually get some swing and miss in that first spot, very, very strange, because he is not very good. As for Christian Javier, this would generally be a spot where you'd think, oh, we're going to throw Christian Javier up against the A's, aren't we? Wrong, friends. The A's are an above average offense against righties. Now, They're sitting with a 26.1% K rate, and Christian Javier, and days of yore that aren't before the playoffs last season when he really turned it on, it's gone way down over the last 2 seasons, this swing and miss stuff. 33.2% K rate in 2022, 23.1% in 2023. Again, pitched much better in the playoffs. But 2024 so far, 419 pitches, 16.7% K rate. We're starting to accumulate sample size. Obviously, that is minuscule compared to the nearly 3,000 pitches that he accumulated last season. There we go. But these are 2 pitchers that are just giving up hard and far contact. Again, 4.72 expected ERA for Mr. Christian Javier. And I go back to the AAA numbers here for Joey Estes, much larger sample size. He's not very good. Fangraphs does like his fastball, I suppose, if you look at his prospects report, but the changeup, slider, cutter, nothing is good. And, well, wouldn't you know it, he's facing a Houston team that, despite their record, despite being, 2 games worse, well, I guess it's technically 1 game, 2 fewer wins than the Oakland A's. They both have 25 losses, both of them below 500. Houston has a 108 WRC plus against right-handed pitching. Friends, I really like this play. In fact, this would probably just be a like on other slates, but I'm going to ramp it up to a lock here purely because it's only 6 games and maybe you're just looking for 1 or 2 things to play. So I'm going to join you in on that. Again, over 8.5. I'm locking it personally, but generally speaking, this is just on that cusp of like positive EV measure where this would be on that threshold. So you can kind of choose whatever you want to do with it. You're looking for just one play. This is the one for me. And this is very useless. I'm not going to even waste your time. Dodgers minus 1.5 against Cincinnati. Ellie De La Cruz got a day off on Wednesday. Good for him. Thursday, going into the Lions' den, have absolutely no idea who's going to start here for the Dodgers. Nobody has anything listed whatsoever, and we should end the show. And that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this lovely, spectacular, no words were ever vernacular. I just quoted Moulin Rouge. I don't know why. Slate that we have on Thursday. Thank you, producer Jacob. We're going to go watch the end of this Celtics game. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB stream.